Ladies and gentlemen, there are seasons when life whispers, and there are seasons when life shouts. This is not a whispering season. This is a warning season. This is a preparation season. And if you ignore what this season is trying to teach you, 2026 will not be gentle with you. It will demand from you what you refuse to develop. It will expose what you avoided. It will pressure what you failed to prepare. Times do not arrive to punish us, they arrive to reveal us. They reveal our discipline, our mindset, our emotional strength, our faith, and our focus. Truth is this: the next chapter of your life will not be written by luck, wishes, or excuses. It will be written by what you do now. You cannot enter a demanding future with an undisciplined present. You cannot expect clarity tomorrow if you live in confusion today. You cannot pray your way out of what you refuse to work your way through. Growth does not respond to noise. It responds to consistency. Many people want change without transformation. They want results without responsibility. They want elevation without preparation. Life does not work that way. The pressure of 2026 will not be impressed by your intentions. It will only respond to your structure. This is the year to master yourself, to control your emotions instead of letting them control you, to stop reacting to everything and start responding with wisdom, to understand that not every battle deserves your energy and not every voice deserves your attention. You keep explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you, 2026 will drain you. If you keep procrastinating what requires discipline, 2026 will overwhelm you. If you keep waiting for motivation instead of building habits, 2026 will exhaust you. Silence, focus, discipline, and execution are not optional anymore. They are survival skills. The world ahead will reward those who can think clearly under pressure, quietly with purpose, and stay consistent when applause is absent. You must learn to protect your energy. Everything does not need a reaction. Everything does not need a response. Sometimes the most powerful move is restraint. Sometimes the loudest statement is progress. Sometimes the strongest answer is results. This is your call to alignment, to stop living scattered, to stop feeding distractions, to stop negotiating with your potential, because the future will not slow down to accommodate your excuses. If you apply this teaching, 2026 will strengthen you. If you ignore it, 2026 will stretch you until what is weak breaks. Choose preparation over panic, discipline over drama, growth over comfort. Life has a way of testing us, not in small ways, not in quiet moments, but in seasons so challenging that they shake every part of us. These are the seasons that demand everything we have and more. They come in forms we cannot ignore: unexpected losses, financial setbacks, personal betrayals, health scares, or circumstances that seem to conspire against us. And in those moments, the truth becomes unavoidable. Hard seasons do not care about your intentions. They do not care about your dreams, your prayers, or your wishes. What they expose, what they lay bare for all to see, is preparation. You can intend to succeed all you want. You can dream big, speak boldly, and imagine yourself in places you have never been. But intentions alone are powerless when pressure arrives. Hard seasons are the mirror that reflects your readiness or lack thereof. They do not ask if you wanted to be strong. They reveal whether you were willing to build strength when times were calm. They do not care if you had good motives. They show whether you had the discipline to act on those motives consistently. Many people live their lives planning and wishing. They make resolutions, they set goals, they pray, and they speak positive words. Yet, when life pushes back, these people discover that good intentions without action are like an empty promise. You can intend to run a marathon, but if you never train, first mile will destroy you. You can intend to lead your family well, but if you never prepare emotionally, financially, or spiritually, crisis will expose you. You can intend to build wealth, to achieve greatness, to reach your potential. But without preparation, your intentions are simply words floating in the wind. Preparation is not a one-time act. It is a daily commitment. It is showing up when no one is watching. It is making the choices today that will protect you tomorrow. It is the quiet work that goes unseen, the discipline to stick to your routines, consistency to practice your craft, the resilience to keep learning and improving. Preparation is not glamorous. It is not dramatic. But when the storms come, it is undeniable. The hard seasons cannot lie. They cannot ignore what is hidden in your habits and your actions. They reveal it fully and mercilessly. Consider the person who spends years talking about starting a business, but never learns the skills, never builds the network, never invests time in understanding the market. When opportunity arrives, they falter. When competition intensifies, they fail. Their intentions were noble, their dreams were real, but they were unprepared. Now imagine someone else who spent years quietly studying, training, and building systems. When the exact same opportunity arrives, when the same pressure mounts, they thrive. They withstand the storm, not because life was easier for them, because they were prepared. Hard seasons do not discriminate, they are impartial. They do not give favors, and they do not care about excuses. You can cry about unfair circumstances. You can complain about your workload, your lack of recognition, or your challenges. But the truth is, those seasons will push everyone. They will expose the unprepared just as much as they will reveal the resilient. And this is why preparation is everything. Preparation does not guarantee the absence of struggle. It guarantees the presence of strength to endure the struggle. Preparation is also about mindset. It is about training your thoughts, your emotions, and your spirit to face adversity without panic. It is about developing the capacity to remain calm when chaos surrounds you. When the world seems to be collapsing, preparation is the anchor that keeps you grounded. Without it, every setback feels insurmountable. Every difficulty feels overwhelming. Every storm feels like the end. But with preparation, even the hardest seasons become opportunities to rise, to grow. Prove that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. Many fail to see the connection between preparation and hardship. They believe that effort only matters when the reward is visible. They think that investing in themselves during quiet times is optional. They think that building character, discipline, skills now is unnecessary because tomorrow will take care of itself. But hard seasons arrive without notice. They are indifferent to comfort or readiness. When they arrive, they do not ask about your intentions. They expose your preparation or the lack thereof. Preparation is also practical. It is learning how to manage your resources, your time, and your energy. It is developing skills that will make you irreplaceable when challenges strike. It is cultivating relationships that will support you when isolation comes. It is strengthening your health, your mind, and your resilience so that your body and spirit can withstand pressure. The unprepared think they can wing it. They can figure it out under stress. The prepared know that stress is not a teacher. It is an evaluator. And they arrive equipped to pass the test. Perhaps the most powerful truth about hard seasons is this: they are selective in their impact, not by design, but by consequence. They are selective because only those who are prepared will thrive under their pressure. Those who are unprepared will struggle, stumble, and in some cases, fall. This is why preparation is not optional. This is why action now is far more important than intention. The world does not reward dreams that are not backed by effort. Life does not honor ideas that are not supported by skill. The universe responds to readiness. Hard seasons reveal more than skill. They reveal character. They show whether you have patience when outcomes are delayed. They show whether you can endure disappointment without despair. They show whether your faith, your courage, and your persistence are real, or whether they are just words spoken in comfort. Preparation is not just physical. It is mental, emotional, and spiritual. It is a holistic readiness that ensures when pressure comes, you will not crumble, you will stand. You will persevere, you will thrive. If you want to survive and, more importantly, thrive through the challenges of 2026, do not rely on your intentions. Intentions will only get you so far. Dreams without preparation will collapse under pressure. Plans without action will crumble in adversity. Your readiness, your preparation, your daily commitment to growth, discipline, and resilience, these are what will carry you through the storms. The time to prepare is not when life is already hard. The time to prepare is now. Every moment of effort you invest today builds the strength you will need tomorrow. Every skill you develop, every habit you cultivate, Every ounce of discipline you build is a shield against the inevitable storms. 2026 will test you, but it will also reward the prepared. Hard seasons reveal preparation, not intentions. Let this truth guide you. Let it awaken a sense of urgency. Let it move you to action. Do not waste your intentions on wishful thinking. Transform your intentions into preparation. Build your skills, strengthen your spirit, sharpen your mind. Fortify your habits. When 2026 arrives with all its pressure, you will not just survive, you will dominate. You will not just endure, you will rise. And the world will witness the power of someone who was prepared when the storm came. There is a law in life that does not bend, does not negotiate, does not forgive ignorance. It is simple yet profound. The choices you make today shape the experiences you face tomorrow, the effort you invest, focus you maintain, the discipline you exercise. These are the invisible architects of your future. And the most important truth is this: discipline today determines pressure tomorrow. Many people misunderstand discipline. They see it as a burden, as restriction, as an obstacle to enjoyment. They believe discipline means saying no too often, that it requires constant struggle and deprivation. But discipline is not punishment. It is preparation. Discipline is the quiet work that multiplies your strength. Discipline is the unseen force that turns chaos into clarity, struggle into opportunity, and dreams into reality. The way you manage yourself today will dictate the weight of life you carry tomorrow. Every unwise choice, every neglected responsibility, every moment of laziness accumulates. It does not vanish, it compounds. The small compromises you make now, ignoring your health, postponing your goals, wasting time, tolerating bad habits, will appear later as overwhelming pressure. That pressure is not random. It is not coincidence. It is a consequence. Life is not fair. It is predictable. The weight of the future is built in the present. If you fail to exercise discipline today, tomorrow will demand it from you in the form of stress, setbacks, and crisis. Discipline is more than a routine. It is an attitude. It is a choice to prioritize what matters most, even when it is uncomfortable. It is the courage to endure the work that no one else will do, so that you are ready for the challenges others are not prepared to face. It is waking up early when your body protests. It is studying when your mind screams for rest. It is saving when your desires scream for spending. Discipline is often lonely, but it is never wasted. The returns are not immediate. They are delayed, hidden, and sometimes invisible. But when the storms come, when pressure hits, discipline becomes your secret weapon. Every person who achieves greatness understands this law. They know that preparation today reduces struggle tomorrow. They know that mastering their habits now shields them from chaos later. They understand that nothing in life is granted by chance. Every achievement, every breakthrough, every milestone is the product of disciplined action before it was celebrated. They did not rely on luck, inspiration, fleeting motivation. They relied on the structure they built quietly, consistently, persistently. Now think about the opposite. Those who lack discipline often find themselves overwhelmed by life's pressures. They scramble at the last moment. They seek quick fixes, chase fleeting motivation. They attempt shortcuts, but life does not honor shortcuts. Life does not respond to panic. Life responds to readiness. The pressure they feel tomorrow is directly tied to the discipline they refuse today. Every regret, every frustration, every sense of helplessness is a product of choices not made, actions not taken, and discipline ignored. Discipline today is not just about avoiding future pain. It is about creating future power. It is about giving yourself the freedom to act decisively, to think clearly, and to perform under pressure. When you have prepared, when you have honed your skills, when you have trained your mind and body, challenges become manageable. They do not break you, they strengthen you. They do not overwhelm you, they refine you. Pressure is inevitable. Its impact is optional. Discipline shapes that impact. Discipline is also about consistency. It is not enough to act in bursts of motivation or occasional effort. True discipline is repetition, persistence, and patience. It is showing up day after day, even when the results are not immediately visible. It is planting seeds in silence, nurturing them with effort, and trusting that when the season comes, your harvest will be plentiful. Those who embrace discipline understand that life is a long game. The work they do today, small, incremental, often invisible, becomes the armor they wear tomorrow. Emotional discipline is equally critical. Life will test your patience, provoke your anger, and challenge your focus. Those who allow themselves to react impulsively today will find life responding with greater difficulties tomorrow. But those who cultivate control, who pause, who respond thoughtfully, who align their actions with their long-term goals, they experience less pressure, even in the midst of chaos. Emotional discipline is not weakness, it is strength. It is the ability to navigate storms without losing your direction. Financial discipline, too, is a shield. The money you save, the debts you manage, the investments you make, the spending you control today, these are all buffers against the pressures of tomorrow. Many people suffer under financial stress not because life is cruel, because they failed to exercise discipline when they had the power to prepare. Discipline creates leverage, options, and freedom. It ensures that when unexpected expenses arise, when opportunities present themselves, when life demands, you are ready. Physical discipline cannot be ignored. Your health, your stamina, your energy, these are built daily. The decisions you make about food, exercise, rest, and lifestyle habits now will determine the physical pressure you feel tomorrow. Illness, fatigue, weakness are not surprises. They are consequences of neglect. Discipline in caring for your body is not vanity. It is foresight. It is the understanding that a strong body carries a strong mind and equips you to handle life's challenges with clarity and endurance. The beauty of discipline is that it compounds over time. Every act of focus, every moment of restraint, every step toward improvement, these add up. They build resilience, confidence, and capability. Pressure tomorrow is not eliminated, but it is transformed. What once would have overwhelmed you becomes manageable. What once would have broken you becomes an opportunity to shine. Discipline creates leverage against life's unpredictability. It turns what could crush you into a platform to rise. This is why discipline is urgent. This is why it is non-negotiable. If you delay, if you postpone, if you rely on fleeting inspiration, life will not wait. Tomorrow comes whether you are ready or not. The pressure of tomorrow will arrive, and when it does, it will reveal what you invested in today. Are you prepared? Are you disciplined? Have you done the work quietly, consistently, relentlessly? The answers to these questions will determine the weight you carry and the victories you achieve. Do not underestimate the power of small, consistent action. Discipline is not always dramatic. It is often silent, unnoticed, and painstaking. But when the storms come, the pressure hits, and the unexpected challenges appear, discipline becomes visible. It reveals strength, stability, and the capacity to endure. Those who embrace discipline today walk into the future with confidence. Those who neglect it stumble into life's pressure with fear. Life will test you, opportunities will challenge you, and circumstances will press you. But the discipline you cultivate today will be your shield tomorrow. It will dictate whether pressure breaks you or molds you. It will determine whether chaos overwhelms you or strengthens you. Discipline today is not an option. It is the difference between struggle and triumph, between panic and power, between surviving and thriving. Your future self is waiting. That future is coming whether you are ready or not. Choose today to act, to focus, to resist temptation, to train, to learn, to grow. Build the habits, the skills, and the resilience that will carry you through. Do not wait for pressure to teach you lessons that discipline could have prevented. Remember this, always discipline today determines pressure tomorrow. In life, we are all tested, not by circumstances that are easy or predictable, but by moments that push us beyond comfort, shake our foundations, demand more from us than we thought we had. These moments reveal something very simple yet profound. Those who master their emotions survive, thrive, rise. Those who do not falter, stumble, and often fail. Emotional control is not a luxury. It is a survival skill. Many people misunderstand what emotional control means. They think it is about suppressing feelings, pretending everything is fine, or denying pain. That is not emotional control. True emotional control is about awareness, choice, and response. It is recognizing your feelings, understanding them, and deciding how to act, not reacting impulsively, not letting anger, fear, or frustration dictate your behavior. Emotional control is the mastery of yourself when the world is trying to master you. Life will push, it will provoke, it will test your patience, your character, your resolve. People will challenge you, circumstances will threaten you, opportunities will tempt you. Setbacks will frustrate you. And in every single moment, you are faced with a choice. Will you react impulsively, fueled by emotion, or will you respond strategically, fueled by discipline? Those who respond strategically survive. Those who react impulsively are caught in the storm they could have navigated. Emotional control is particularly critical in high-pressure situations. When everything is on the line, your career, your relationships, your health, your dreams, the way you handle your emotions determines your outcome. Anger that flares unchecked destroys relationships and reputation. Fear that controls decisions paralyzes progress. Impatience that drives impulsive choices undermines strategy and vision. But the person who can remain calm, deliberate, and grounded amid chaos possesses a power few understand, yet everyone notices. That power is the ability to survive and ultimately to thrive when others collapse under pressure. Consider the world of business, leadership, and personal achievement. Those who rise to prominence, who succeed against incredible odds, do not do so because they were lucky or the circumstances were favorable. They rise because they mastered themselves first. They understood that a moment of uncontrolled anger or frustration could undo years of effort. They understood that emotional discipline is a force multiplier. It enhances decision-making, protects relationships, and preserves energy. In other words, emotional control is not optional. It is essential. It is the difference between surviving adversity and being consumed by it. Every human being will encounter betrayal, criticism, or rejection. It is inevitable. But emotional control determines how these experiences affect you. A person without emotional control will allow criticism to crush confidence, let betrayal destroy trust, and let rejection block future progress. Person with emotional control will feel the pain, process it, and move forward stronger than before. Emotional control is the skill of transforming challenges into fuel for growth rather than letting them become anchors that drag you down. Emotional control also protects your energy. Every uncontrolled reaction, an argument, a tantrum, a bitter response, a hasty decision consumes resources. It drains mental, emotional, and physical energy. It shifts your focus from the solution to the problem. It clouds judgment, creating consequences that could have been avoided. Emotional control preserves your energy, allowing you to act decisively, think clearly, invest in what truly matters. Those who master this skill find that pressure does not break them, it refines them. Furthermore, emotional control is a form of leadership. People are drawn to calm, composed individuals who can navigate storms without panic. Emotional control is contagious. It stabilizes teams, inspires confidence. Conversely, who allow emotions to dictate behavior create chaos, fear, and uncertainty around them. Leaders are not defined by titles or positions. They are defined by their ability to manage themselves when the stakes are high. Emotional control is the hallmark of true leadership. It is also essential to recognize that emotional control does not mean suppressing joy, passion, or excitement. It means directing emotion constructively. Joy can fuel motivation. Passion can fuel effort. Excitement can fuel momentum. But uncontrolled emotion, whether it is rage, envy, fear, or despair, becomes a liability. Survival is not about eliminating emotion. It is about mastering it. It is about using emotion as a tool rather than being used by it. The practice of emotional control begins with self-awareness. You must know yourself, your triggers and your weaknesses. You must observe your patterns and understand what provokes reactive behavior. Awareness allows you to pause, consider, choose a response rather than reacting blindly. Emotional control is cultivated through reflection, discipline, and intentional practice. It is strengthened by meditation, journaling, accountability, and habits that encourage calm and focus. In the fast-paced, demanding world of 2026, emotional control will not be optional. It will be required. Opportunities will come with pressure. Success will demand decisions under stress. Relationships will challenge patience. Wealth will test generosity and humility. Health will require commitment. Every aspect of life will be amplified. Without emotional control, even small obstacles can become insurmountable. But with emotional control, even great pressure can be navigated successfully. You become resilient, unshakable, and strategic. You survive, you conquer. It is critical to remember that emotional control is learned, not innate. No one is born with perfect emotional management. It is a skill developed over time, honed through experience, trial, and reflection. Every challenge, every setback, every failure is an opportunity to strengthen this skill. Every moment you choose composure over impulse, patience over frustration, strategy over reaction, you are training yourself to survive the storms that will inevitably come. Finally, emotional control is a protective force for your relationships. Uncontrolled emotion leads to words spoken in anger, decisions made in haste, and actions that harm those we care about. Emotional control allows for empathy, understanding, and effective communication. It ensures that we navigate conflicts with wisdom rather than being driven by the heat of the moment. Relationships are fragile. Emotional control is the skill that preserves them through hardship. Life will test you in ways you cannot predict. Chaos will rise, pressure will mount. The world will demand more than you think you can give. But your ability to survive, to endure, to rise above, and to succeed will be determined not by luck, wealth, or opportunity, but by your ability to control your emotions. Emotional control is not a luxury for the calm, the privileged, or the naturally gifted. It is a survival skill for every person who wants to navigate life successfully. So begin today. Observe yourself. Reflect. Pause before reacting. Respond rather than react. Cultivate patience, resilience, and composure. Build the skill of emotional control with intentionality, knowing that each moment of mastery today is a shield against the pressures of tomorrow. Life will not wait, storms will not pause, and challenges will not delay. Time to master your emotions is now. Emotional control is not a luxury. It is the survival skill that determines whether you break or rise. In a world that never stops talking, where voices clamor for attention, where distractions multiply by the hour, there is a truth that most people overlook. Silence is power and focus is protection. The ability to remain silent, to concentrate, to prioritize what matters is not a luxury. It is a necessity. Silence and focus protect your energy and your clarity, and without them, life becomes a storm that wears you down, distracts you, and derails your purpose. Energy is precious. It is finite. Every word you speak, every conflict you engage in, every distraction you entertain drains your energy. Many people spend their days reacting to gossip, reacting to social media, reacting to criticism, reacting to drama without realizing that every reaction has a cost. Energy spent in the wrong places cannot be spent building your dreams, growing your skills, or strengthening your character. Silence and focus act like a shield. They protect your energy from being scattered, stolen, wasted on that which does not serve your growth. Focus is equally critical. Focus is the lens through which action becomes effective. Without focus, your energy is diffused, your attention is fragmented, and your results are diluted. Focus allows you to see clearly, think clearly, and act deliberately. It turns intention into action and action into progress. When you pair silence with focus, you create an environment in which clarity emerges. Decisions are sharper, plans are stronger, and your vision becomes undeniable. Without them, confusion reigns. Your mind becomes cluttered. Your goals blur. The pressures of life become overwhelming. Silence is not empty. Silence is not weakness. Silence is strategy. It is choosing when to speak and when to listen, when to act and when to wait. There is wisdom in restraint. There is power in withholding your words until the moment calls for them. Every time you speak unnecessarily, every time you insert yourself into chaos, you expend energy and compromise clarity. Silence allows you to conserve strength. It allows you to observe, to learn, to calculate. It is in silence that insight grows, decisions mature, and the true measure of your patience and discipline is revealed. Focus, on the other hand, is about discipline. It is about keeping your eyes on your objectives, your mind on your priorities, and your heart on your purpose. Focus is not convenience, it is commitment. Focus is doing what others will not do, thinking longer than others are willing to think, and working harder than the voices around you are willing to encourage. When your focus is sharp, your energy is concentrated. It flows directly into what matters. And when your energy flows where it should, your clarity is undeniable. The combination of silence and focus creates a kind of immunity to distraction. In the modern world, distraction is everywhere. Social media pings, Unsolicited advice, unnecessary confrontation, and constant noise pull your attention in every direction. Those who fail to practice silence and focus are consumed by these distractions. They react instead of respond. They stumble instead of advance. Their energy is depleted. Their clarity is clouded. But those who master the art of silence, who guard their attention as fiercely as they guard their time, remain unshaken. They operate with precision. They act with purpose. They preserve their energy for what truly matters. Silence and focus also protect your mental health. Constant engagement with noise, drama, and distraction increases stress, drains motivation, clouds judgment. When you allow yourself the space to be quiet, to think, to reflect, your mind regenerates. Clarity emerges naturally. Problems that seemed insurmountable in chaos appear solvable in stillness. Decisions that were clouded by emotion become informed by perspective. Your energy is no longer consumed by unnecessary battles. It is available for creation, growth, and progress. Consider the people who achieve extraordinary results. They do not chase every distraction. They do not respond to every criticism. They do not broadcast every thought. Instead, they operate with a quiet intensity. They plan, they act, and they persist. Silence is not a void. It is a reservoir of power. Their focus is not narrow-mindedness. It is a laser that channels energy directly into results. This combination allows them to outwork, outthink, and outperform those who are constantly distracted. Energy and clarity are their tools. Silence and focus protect those tools. Silence also strengthens your relationships and communication. When you speak with intention rather than impulse, your words carry weight. When you act with purpose rather than reaction, your presence commands respect. Energy is preserved. Clarity ensures that every decision is informed and every action is meaningful. Conversely, those who speak without thinking or act without reflection waste both their own energy and the trust of those around them. Silence and focus are not just personal tools, they are social tools that enhance influence and leadership. Focus requires sacrifice. It demands that you say no to trivialities. It demands that you disengage from chaos. It demands that you prioritize long-term gain over short-term comfort. But this sacrifice is not punishment, it is investment. Every moment you dedicate to focus is a deposit in your future. Every decision to remain silent in the midst of noise is a choice to protect your energy. Every ounce of energy conserved and focused is a building block for clarity, success, and growth. Silence and focus also reveal self-discipline, the ability to remain quiet when provoked, to concentrate when distracted, to act with patience when the world demands speed. These are marks of a person who has mastered themselves. Life does not wait for the undisciplined. Chaos does not respect indecision. Challenges do not honor hesitation. Only those who protect their energy and clarity through silence and focus can navigate life's storms effectively. The reality is that life will test your patience. People will challenge you. Circumstances will distract you. Temptations will try to derail you. In these moments, the power of silence and focus becomes clear. They act as shields, preserving your mental and emotional resources, allowing you to act decisively rather than react impulsively. They ensure that when pressure comes, you respond with strategy rather than panic. Chaos surrounds you, you remain calm. When opportunities arise, you are ready. Ultimately, silence and focus are not just habits. They are survival skills. They allow you to protect the most precious resources you have: your energy, your time, your attention, and your clarity of mind. They are the foundation of discipline, productivity, and success. Those who understand this principle will move through life with strength, precision, and calm, while those who ignore it will expend their energy on noise, confusion, and distractions, leaving little room for achievement, growth, or peace. In 2026 and beyond, the ability to remain silent, to focus on what matters, and to protect your energy will determine the quality of your life, your work, and your relationships. Silence and focus are not optional, they are essential. They are not luxuries, they are survival skills. They are the secret weapons of those who rise above distraction, overwhelm, and chaos. Master them, and you will master the power of your own life. There is a simple truth that separates those who succeed from those who merely dream. Consistency matters more than motivation. Motivation is fleeting. It is a spark, not a flame. It comes and goes with moods, circumstances, and external events. One day you wake up inspired, energized, ready to conquer the world. The next day, the same inspiration is gone. Life is challenging. Distractions are relentless. Challenges are constant. If we rely on motivation alone, we will never achieve the level of success we desire. But consistency, discipline applied daily, without excuses, regardless of how we feel, changes everything. Motivation is emotional. It depends on excitement, energy, or the thrill of a vision. Motivation is unreliable because emotions are unreliable. You can feel motivated today and discouraged tomorrow. You can feel determined in the morning and exhausted in the evening. Motivation will not hold you accountable. Motivation will not push you to do the work when no one is watching. Motivation will not carry you through the moments when effort feels meaningless, when progress seems invisible, and when the world challenges your commitment. Consistency will. Consistency is action repeated over time. It is showing up even when you do not feel like it. It is putting in the work when there is no applause, when there is no reward, and when no one acknowledges your effort. It is the quiet, disciplined commitment to your goals, your growth, and your vision. Motivation will get you started. Consistency will take you across the finish line. Motivation is temporary, consistency is permanent. And it is consistency that creates results, builds character, and transforms lives. Consider the difference between someone who is motivated occasionally and someone who is consistent daily. The motivated person works hard when inspiration strikes. They chase their goals in bursts. They act when excitement hits. They rest when doubt or distraction appears. The consistent person works every day, regardless of feeling inspired or discouraged. They keep moving forward, even when the journey is slow, even when the reward seems far away. Over time, the consistent person surpasses the motivated person because effort compounded daily is far more powerful than effort in occasional bursts. Consistency also builds momentum. Motivation may start a project, a habit, or a vision, but momentum keeps it moving. Momentum is created by daily action. Momentum is the cumulative result of consistent effort. It turns small wins into big victories. It turns struggles into strength. It ensures that when motivation wanes, and it always does, the work continues. Those who rely on motivation alone are at the mercy of their emotions. Those who embrace consistency are in control of their destiny. Consistency also develops resilience. Life is unpredictable. Setbacks happen. Failures occur. Challenges arise. Motivation alone cannot carry you through the storms of life because it disappears when adversity appears. Consistency, however, creates a foundation of discipline, determination, and persistence. It allows you to endure when others quit. It allows you to progress when others procrastinate. It allows you to succeed not because the conditions are perfect, but because you refuse to stop even when conditions are difficult. Consistency is especially important for habits. Habits shape our lives far more than motivation ever will. Motivation may inspire you to start exercising, reading, saving money, or learning a skill. But habits built through consistent action turn these activities into lifestyle, into identity, into second nature. Habits require repetition, not inspiration. They require discipline, not desire. Motivation might get you to the gym once. Consistency gets you to the gym every day. Motivation might inspire you to read one chapter. Consistency creates a lifetime of knowledge and wisdom. Motivation ignites, consistency sustains. Another aspect of consistency is trust. Trust in yourself and trust from others. When you consistently show up, consistently deliver, when you consistently act with integrity, people learn that you can be relied upon. Consistency builds credibility, strengthens relationships, and opens doors that motivation alone could never unlock. Consistency is a silent force that commands respect. Motivation is loud, momentary, and often unnoticed. The person who is consistent becomes unstoppable because they are dependable, they are disciplined, they are patient. And over time, the world recognizes and rewards them. Consistency also trains patience. Life does not reward impatience. Dreams are not achieved overnight. Goals are not accomplished in a single moment. The person who expects results only when motivated will be frustrated by delay. The person who is consistent learns to trust the process. They understand that effort compounded over time produces extraordinary results. They endure discomfort, they persevere through monotony, and they take action regardless of immediate outcome. This patience, cultivated through consistency, key to long-term success. Consistency is a mindset as well as a habit. It requires commitment. It requires focus. It requires self-discipline. It requires the courage to act even when progress is invisible, even when the reward is uncertain, and even when emotions scream for rest or surrender. It is the recognition that life will not wait for your motivation to return. Life moves forward regardless of how inspired you feel. Consistency ensures that you do too. Motivation can start you. Consistency will finish you. Motivation gives you a spark. Consistency fuels the fire that sustains your journey. Motivation is unreliable. It is a visitor. Consistency is your foundation. It is your home. Motivation may excite you, but consistency transforms you. Motivation may inspire you, but consistency builds your legacy. The reality is this: dreams are not achieved by wishing. Goals are not accomplished by hoping. Success is not delivered to those who feel motivated today and rest tomorrow. Success is earned by those who consistently act day in and day out, regardless of how they feel. It is earned by those who prioritize discipline over desire, action over emotion, and progress over comfort. Motivation may bring occasional effort, but consistency produces results that last a lifetime. So commit to consistency. Guard your habits. Show up every day. Work when it is inconvenient. Persist when it is difficult. Keep going when the spark of motivation fades. Over time, you will build results that motivation alone could never produce. You will develop character that excuses could never forge. You will achieve goals that wishful thinking could never manifest. Remember this: motivation is the ignition. Consistency is the engine. One gets you started. The other takes you all the way. And in the end, it's consistency that determines whether you succeed, endure, and leave a legacy. Consistency matters more than motivation. This principle guides every action, every choice, and every decision. Be relentless in your pursuit, unwavering in your efforts, and steadfast in your habits. Motivation may come and go, but consistency will define your destiny. There is a quiet enemy in our lives, one that does not knock, does not announce itself, yet it steals more from us than any visible threat could. That enemy is distraction. Distraction is subtle, cunning, relentless. It does not demand your attention in a way that feels threatened. It whispers, it seduces, it tempts. And if you give in, if you let it pull you away from your purpose, from your goals, from your discipline, it steals your future strength. Every moment spent distracted is a moment your potential weakens. Every energy diverted is a step further from the life you were meant to build. Many people underestimate the cost of distraction. They believe that a small diversion here or there, scrolling social media, engaging in meaningless conversations, succumbing to entertainment, cannot possibly derail them. But the truth is that every distraction compounds. Every day, minutes turn into hours, hours turn into weeks, and weeks turn into months. Slowly, imperceptibly, your energy is drained, your focus is fragmented, and your capacity to achieve greatness diminishes. Distractions steal not just time, they steal discipline, clarity, and momentum. They rob you of the strength you need to face tomorrow's challenges. Distractions are everywhere. They lurk in notifications, in news feeds, in endless scrolling. They hide in gossip, drama, and unnecessary conflict. They appear as temptations that promise relief, comfort, or excitement, and they always come at a cost. Every time you surrender to distraction, you delay your growth. You postpone your progress. You compromise the future strength you could have been building. Life rewards focus, effort, and persistence, not fragmented attention. And those who allow distraction to dictate their actions will find that life eventually demands payment for every moment lost. Danger of distraction is that it feels harmless. It feels like rest, like leisure, like escape. But there is a difference between rest and avoidance. Rest restores energy, avoidance wastes it. Distraction is avoidance masquerading as relief. It gives the illusion of comfort, but it quietly weakens your capacity. Every goal you have, every dream you chase requires energy, attention, and action. Distraction steals all three. It robs you of the strength you would have carried into your future. And without that strength, the storms of life will find you unprepared. Consider this: your future self is built by the choices you make today. Every decision either strengthens you or weakens you. Every hour spent in focus, discipline, effort compounds into resilience, skill, and accomplishment. Every hour lost to distraction compounds into weakness, indecision, and regret. Those who succeed in life understand this principle. They guard their attention, they protect their energy, they ruthlessly eliminate distractions that do not serve their purpose. They know that the price of distraction is high and the reward of focus is priceless. Distraction also affects your mind. The human brain is not designed to jump endlessly from task to task. Every interruption, every shift in attention diminishes cognitive energy. Every moment spent distracted is a moment your mind could have been learning, creating, solving problems, or building solutions. Over time, the habit of distraction weakens mental endurance, dulls focus, and undermines productivity. Strength, skill, and wisdom are not built in the absence of focus. They are built in the presence of sustained, deliberate effort. Distraction erodes this foundation. Distraction steals more than time and mental energy. It steals opportunity. Every day presents chances to grow, to learn, to act, and to progress. Those who succumb to distraction allow opportunities to slip past them unnoticed. They let moments of preparation, connection, action dissolve into meaningless activity. Meanwhile, those who prioritize focus and guard their attention seize these moments. They transform time into skill, action into results, and effort into momentum. Future strength is created in these small, deliberate choices. Distraction is the thief that prevents them from ever materializing. Distraction also affects your emotional strength. Engaging in unnecessary conflict or mindless entertainment may temporarily soothe boredom or stress, but it drains patience, resilience, and self-control. Every emotional reaction spent on trivial matters is energy diverted from your ability to handle meaningful challenges. Life does not wait for those whose energy is exhausted on the inconsequential. Strength is preserved through focus, not indulgence. Distraction steals the emotional reserves needed for real battles, leaving you weak when endurance is required. Distraction impacts your relationships as well. When your attention is fragmented, your presence becomes superficial. Those who matter feel it. They sense when you are physically present but mentally absent. Connection requires focus. Leadership requires presence. Growth requires attention. Distraction erodes your ability to give these fully. It may seem insignificant in the moment, but over time, these small lapses accumulate, weakening your influence, your authority, and your support network. Future strength is relational as much as personal, and distraction steals both. The antidote to distraction is deliberate focus. It is the conscious decision to prioritize what matters above what tempts. It is the discipline to say no to immediate pleasure in favor of long-term gain. Focus requires awareness. It requires knowing what is important and ruthlessly eliminating what is not. Focus, the muscle that grows stronger the more you exercise it. The more you resist distraction, the more energy you preserve, and the more clarity you gain. Every moment spent intentionally focused compounds into future strength that cannot be stolen. Silence and solitude are also weapons against distraction. In a world full of noise, choosing stillness allows your mind to recharge, your priorities to realign, and your vision to sharpen. Distraction thrives in chaos. Focus thrives in clarity. By creating space for reflection, planning, and deliberate action, you protect your energy, fortify your resolve, prepare for the battles ahead. Those who master silence and focus are not swayed by every disturbance. They channel their energy, amplify their results, build strength that endures. Life is demanding, opportunities are limited, and time is finite. Every distraction, no matter how small, steals a piece of your future. The strength you need to face tomorrow's challenges, to pursue your dreams, to navigate life's storms, is being determined today by your choices. Every hour you dedicate to focus, every decision to avoid unnecessary noise, every moment of deliberate action compounds into a strength that will carry you through the inevitable pressure, adversity, and challenge ahead. Distractions are not harmless. They are thieves stealing energy, clarity, momentum, and potential. Guard against them. Fight for your focus. Protect your energy. And watch as the strength you cultivate today becomes the foundation for a future others will envy. Distractions steal future strength, but focus, discipline, and intentional action preserve it. Choose wisely. Guard your attention. Defend your energy. Eliminate what does not serve your purpose. Build the strength today that will carry you through tomorrow, and you will not just survive, you will dominate. There is a harsh, unchanging truth in life. Words can only carry you so far. Explanations, excuses, justifications, and promises may sound convincing in the moment, but they will never replace results. Life is not persuaded by intentions, it is measured by outcomes. You can talk, you can reason, you can explain every failure, every delay, and every setback, but in the end, results speak louder than explanations. Many people spend their lives trying to justify why they haven't achieved what they desire. They explain their circumstances, they rationalize their delays, they give reasons for their lack of progress. And while explanations may earn temporary sympathy or understanding, they do not produce impact, opportunity, success. Life does not reward talkers. Life rewards doers. Life rewards those who deliver. Results are the evidence of action, the proof of effort, the reflection of discipline. Explanations are just words. They hold no power in the face of achievement. Consider the world around you. Every successful person, every great leader, every innovator, every champion has faced skepticism, doubt, and opposition. They have encountered critics who demanded explanations, who questioned their methods, who doubted their capacity. Yet, they did not waste energy justifying themselves. They did not try to convince everyone of their worth. They focused on producing results. They worked relentlessly, consistently, and with discipline, knowing that action and the tangible evidence of action would speak for them far louder than any argument ever could. Problem with explanations is that they often become a crutch. They allow people to avoid responsibility. They provide temporary relief from pressure. They never solve the problem. When you explain why you failed instead of taking responsibility and correcting course, you are delaying the inevitable reality. Results will eventually define you whether you are ready or not. Life does not wait for your reasons, your excuses, or your justifications. Results wait for no one. They are impartial. They are absolute. And those who fail to produce them will eventually be judged by their absence. Results speak louder than explanations because they are undeniable. Words can be manipulated, stories can be spun, and intentions can be framed in any way. Results are tangible. Results are measurable. Results are visible. They cannot be argued away. They cannot be ignored. When your actions produce results, validate your effort. They demonstrate your competence. They show your commitment. No amount of explanation can substitute for the power of achievement. Explanations often come from fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of criticism. People think that if they can rationalize their situation, they can protect themselves from scrutiny or disappointment. But fear-driven explanations never change outcomes. They never build credibility. They never open doors. Results, on the other hand, eliminate fear, silence critics, and earn respect. When you produce, when you deliver, your work speaks for itself. The world has no choice but to acknowledge your strength, your skill, and your value. Results also demand consistency and accountability. You cannot simply talk your way to success. You cannot wish, hope, or promise your way into greatness. Results require discipline, effort, and focus. They require a willingness to endure discomfort, to persist when others quit, to act even when motivation fades. Results expose weaknesses and reward preparation. Explanations hide behind intentions. Results reveal the truth. Person who consistently produces results over time becomes unstoppable because their proof cannot be questioned. Furthermore, results speak in every language. They are universal. They transcend age, culture, circumstance, and opinion. You do not need validation for results. You do not need to justify them. Results stand on their own, commanding attention, respect, and influence. Those who focus on creating results do not waste energy convincing others. They focus on building, improving, and achieving. Results create momentum. They open doors, they attract opportunity, and they are the clearest demonstration of capability and commitment. Explanations, by contrast, often create doubt. They highlight failure, uncertainty, or indecision. Every time you offer an explanation, you remind others and yourself of what has not been accomplished Every excuse is a distraction from progress, a deflection from responsibility, and a barrier to growth. The more you explain, the less you achieve. The more you act, the more you demonstrate. Results are action manifested. Explanations are words unbacked by evidence. The difference between those who succeed and those who stagnate is often simple doors focus on results. They prioritize action. They measure progress. They understand that the world does not reward talk, it rewards performance. Talk without results is noise. Action without results is directionless. Action with measurable results is power. It is influence, it is authority, it is legacy. Those who understand this principle speak less and produce more. They let their work, their achievements, and their impact speak louder than any words ever could. Results also inspire others in a way explanations never can. People are motivated by evidence, by proof, by demonstration. They do not rally around excuses or justifications. They are drawn to those who create outcomes, who achieve, who perform consistently under pressure. Results communicate confidence, competence, and credibility. They create trust and influence. And in every area of life, business, leadership, relationships, or personal growth, results are the ultimate measure of value. The harsh reality is that life will not wait for your explanations. Opportunities will not pause for your reasoning. Time will not stop for your justifications. A world judges by what is done, not by what is planned or explained. If you want to leave a mark, if you want to achieve, if you want to rise above mediocrity, you must focus on producing results. The more you act, the more you learn. The more you deliver, the more credibility you earn. Words can only take you so far. Results will take you further than you ever imagined. In conclusion, the principle is clear. Results speak louder than explanations. They are the proof of effort, the evidence of discipline, the reflection of commitment, and the measure of your ability. Words can comfort, justify, or persuade temporarily, but they cannot substitute for action. The person who produces results will always rise above the one who explains. The person who delivers will always command attention over the one who rationalizes. The person who achieves will always leave a legacy over the one who makes excuses. Let this truth guide your every action. Stop over explaining. Stop rationalizing delays. Stop wasting energy on defending inaction. Focus instead on producing, delivering, and achieving. Let your results speak, and the world will listen. Let your work stand as proof, and the need for explanation will disappear. Remember this, in life, outcomes matter more than words. Action matters more than promises and results. Results speak louder than explanations. Before you can succeed in life, before you can lead others, before you can influence the world, you must first master yourself. Self-mastery is not a skill you acquire overnight. It is not a destination you arrive at with luck or chance. It is a deliberate daily practice. It is the foundation upon which every achievement, every goal, every legacy is built. Without self-mastery, talent, opportunity, and even ambition will crumble under pressure. With it, obstacles become stepping stones, challenges become opportunities, and success becomes inevitable. What does self-mastery mean? It means control over your thoughts, your emotions, your habits, and your actions. It is the ability to act with discipline when no one is watching, to remain calm under pressure, to make choices aligned with long-term goals rather than short-term gratification. Self-mastery is the recognition that your inner world, your mind, your focus, your character is the true determinant of your outer reality. You cannot command respect, wealth, influence, opportunity until you first command yourself. Many people misunderstand success. They think it is about external accomplishments, about titles, recognition. But external success without internal mastery is fragile. It is temporary. It is vulnerable to every challenge, setback, and criticism. Person who cannot control their emotions will crumble under pressure. The person who cannot control their habits will fail when consistency is required. The person who cannot control their focus will be distracted by every minor obstacle. Self-mastery is the anchor that holds all other achievements in place. Self-mastery begins with discipline. Discipline is the bridge between goals and results. It is the daily practice of showing up, doing the work, following through even when you do not feel like it. Discipline is not motivation. Motivation is fleeting. Discipline is consistent action over time. It is waking up early when your body protests, choosing preparation over comfort, choosing effort over excuses. Discipline trains your mind and strengthens your character. It ensures that when opportunity or pressure arrives, you are ready, capable, and resilient. Emotional control is another pillar of self-mastery. Life is unpredictable. Circumstances will test your patience, provoke your anger, challenge your confidence. Those who lack emotional control are at the mercy of every event, every person, and every setback. They react impulsively, make poor decisions, and sabotage their own progress. But those who have mastered themselves emotionally can respond thoughtfully, strategically, and deliberately. They remain calm under pressure, make decisions from clarity rather than impulse, and maintain composure when others falter. Emotional control is not weakness, it is power. Self-mastery also involves mental focus, the ability to concentrate, prioritize, direct your energy toward what truly matters is a skill few cultivate, yet it is essential for lasting success. The world is filled with distractions. Noise demands on your attention. Without mental focus, energy is wasted, progress is slow, and clarity is lost. Those who have mastered themselves mentally can harness their attention like a laser, concentrating on high-value actions while ignoring trivialities. Focus preserves energy, amplifies productivity, and accelerates results. Habits are the architecture of self-mastery. Every action you repeat, every behavior you reinforce shapes your character and determines your outcomes. Good habits build strength, resilience, and capability. Bad habits erode your potential, waste your energy, and undermine your progress. Self-mastery is about creating and sustaining habits that serve your goals. It is about consistency in small actions because greatness is the result of repeated, disciplined efforts over time. A single act of discipline may seem minor. Accumulated over months and years, it creates an unshakable foundation for success. Self-mastery also requires self-awareness. You must understand your strengths and weaknesses, your triggers and tendencies, your fears and ambitions. Awareness allows you to anticipate challenges, adjust strategies, and act with intention. Without self-awareness, mastery is impossible. You cannot improve what you do not recognize. You cannot grow if you are blind to your own limitations. Self-mastery is the willingness to look inward, confront your flaws, and commit to constant improvement. Accountability is another key aspect of self-mastery. The person who masters themselves does not blame circumstances, complain about challenges, or rely on others for direction. They take full responsibility for their actions, their progress, and their results. Accountability is liberating because it places control in your hands. When you are accountable to yourself, you stop making excuses and start making progress. Every decision, every habit, every thought becomes an intentional choice in the direction of your goals. The true power of self-mastery is that it shapes every area of life. Relationships, career, finances, health, personal growth all respond to the level of control you have over yourself. A leader who cannot master their emotions cannot inspire others. A professional who cannot control their focus will fail to deliver results. An individual who cannot master their habits will struggle to build lasting wealth or skill. Success in any domain begins within. Master yourself, and the world cannot control you. Moreover, self-mastery builds resilience. Life is full of storms, unexpected challenges, setbacks, failures, and opposition. Those without mastery crumble when tested. Those with mastery endure, adapt, and rise. They understand that pressure is a test of character, not circumstance. They approach adversity with strategy, courage, and composure. Self-mastery turns obstacles into lessons, failures into feedback, and adversity into opportunity. It ensures that external challenges cannot derail internal progress. Self-mastery also empowers decision-making. The ability to act deliberately rather than react impulsively separates the successful from the rest. Impulse leads to regret. Discipline leads to outcomes. Thoughtless reaction leads to wasted energy. Controlled response leads to results. Mastery over yourself gives you clarity to see what is important, courage to act decisively, and patience to wait for the right moment. Decisions become tools, not mistakes. Action becomes precise, not scattered. In the final analysis, self-mastery is not optional. It is essential. It is the foundation upon which all success is built. Without it, talent is wasted. Opportunities are missed, and potential remains unrealized. With it, challenges are navigated, goals are achieved, and dreams are fulfilled. Master yourself first, and the world cannot stop you. Master your mind, your emotions, your habits, and your focus. And success becomes not a matter of luck, but a matter of course. Self-mastery requires effort, discipline, and courage. It demands that you confront weaknesses, resist temptation, act deliberately in every area of life. It is a lifelong pursuit, but the rewards are unmatched. Every moment spent mastering yourself compounds into strength, resilience, clarity, and capability. Every decision aligned with discipline and focus builds momentum. Every habit of control and accountability becomes a pillar supporting the life you desire. Opportunity and circumstances may influence your path, but self-mastery determines the destination. Master yourself, and your success will follow. Self-mastery is not just a skill. It is the foundation of achievement, the cornerstone of greatness, ultimate determinant of whether your potential becomes reality. Commit to it daily, fiercely, and without compromise. Build it, refine it, and defend it, and nothing in life will be able to stand in your way. Life is full of challenges. There are obstacles, pressures, moments when circumstances seem insurmountable. Difficulty is inevitable. It comes for everyone, no matter how talented, how intelligent, or how ambitious. But here is the unchanging truth: difficulty only has power over those who are unprepared. Preparation turns difficulty into dominance. It transforms struggle into strategy, chaos into clarity, and pressure into performance. Those who prepare do not merely survive adversity, they rise above it and command it. Preparation begins with mindset. The person who dominates difficulty understands that challenges are not punishments. They are tests. Tests of character, tests of resilience, and tests of skill. They do not wait for inspiration or motivation to arrive. They anticipate, they strategize, and they act before the storm hits. They understand that life's difficulties will come, and the only way to control them is to prepare in advance. Preparation gives them power, confidence, the ability to act decisively when others are paralyzed by fear or uncertainty. Many people fail not because the difficulty is too great, because they were unprepared. They react instead of respond. They scramble instead of strategize. They panic instead of plan. Does not give second chances for unpreparedness. Opportunity, like pressure, favors the ready. Preparation creates leverage. It builds the foundation from which action becomes effective, consistent, and unstoppable. The prepared individual does not wait for conditions to be perfect. They create their own conditions for success. Preparation is not a single act. It is a habit, a lifestyle, a discipline. It is the small, consistent actions taken long before the difficulty appears. It is learning the skills, strengthening the body, sharpening the mind, and building resilience before adversity arrives. Preparation compounds over time. Each hour spent honing your craft, each decision made with foresight, each scenario imagined and planned for adds strength to your capacity to dominate when challenges appear. What seems like struggle for the unprepared is effortless performance for the prepared. Difficulty exposes weakness, but preparation conceals it. Those who face challenges without preparation are exposed. They are reactive, emotional, and unsteady. They stumble under pressure, make mistakes, and lose opportunities. But those who prepare anticipate the unknown. They develop strategies, practice scenarios, and build skills that others only dream of having when the moment demands them. Preparation creates dominance because it equips you with tools, insight, resilience that turn obstacles into opportunities. Preparation also builds confidence. Confidence is not arrogance. It is the calm certainty that comes from knowing you are ready. When challenges arrive, the prepared individual does not panic. They do not hesitate. They act decisively, knowing they have anticipated the possibilities, practice the response, strengthen themselves to endure the pressure. Confidence born of preparation is unshakable. It inspires action, commands respect, multiplies effectiveness. Difficulty cannot intimidate the one who has prepared. Preparation is mental as well as physical. Life's challenges are often as much about mindset as circumstance. The unprepared mind doubts, fears, and hesitates. The prepared mind observes, calculates, executes. Mental preparation involves visualization, planning, scenario analysis, and conditioning the mind to remain calm under pressure. It is the practice of thinking ahead, anticipating obstacles, and rehearsing responses until reaction becomes instinctive. Mental preparation ensures that when the difficulty arrives, your mind is clear, your decisions are precise, and your actions are effective. Preparation is also strategic. Those who dominate difficulty do not rely on luck or improvisation. They rely on planning and foresight. They know the terrain, the resources, they know the risks, and they know their capabilities. Strategic preparation turns complexity into simplicity. It allows you to act efficiently, conserve energy, and exploit opportunities that others miss. Difficulty, which appears chaotic to the unprepared, becomes a controlled arena in which the prepared individual commands the outcome. Preparation develops endurance. Life is rarely overcome in a single moment. Dominance is built over time through repeated effort, persistence, and consistency. The prepared individual has trained to endure pressure, fatigue, and stress. They have rehearsed under simulated challenge so that real-life difficulty meets them as familiar territory. When adversity strikes, they do not crumble. They perform, they persist, they dominate. Preparation ensures that the unexpected is not a threat, but an opportunity to demonstrate skill, strategy, and strength. Preparation is not just reactive, it is proactive. It is not waiting for the storm to hit and hoping to survive. It is building your skills, strengthening your mind and body, and refining your strategy before the challenge arrives. It is anticipating obstacles, developing contingencies, and creating leverage. Those who prepare are never caught off guard. They do not scramble under pressure. They enter every challenge equipped with the tools, knowledge, and resilience to turn difficulty into dominance. The unprepared face difficulty with fear. The prepared face it with control. Preparation gives clarity where chaos exists. It gives courage where fear threatens. It gives leverage where pressure would otherwise overwhelm. Dominance is not about eliminating difficulty. It is about controlling it. The key to controlling difficulty is preparation. Every moment spent preparing adds armor, builds resilience, strengthens your capacity to act decisively when others hesitate. Preparation also multiplies opportunity. When difficulty strikes, those who are ready not only survive, they capitalize. The prepared individual sees openings where the unprepared see obstacles. They turn challenges into platforms for growth, setbacks into lessons, and pressure into momentum. Preparation ensures that adversity is not wasted. It is harnessed. Dominance is the natural result of anticipation, strategy, and disciplined readiness. Life will be difficult, pressure is inevitable, challenges are unavoidable, but dominance is optional. Dominance is determined by preparation. The work you do today, training, learning, strategizing, and strengthening yourself, determines whether difficulty will defeat you or empower you. The prepared will rise. The unprepared will falter. The prepared will transform obstacles into victories. Unprepared will be overwhelmed by circumstances beyond their control. Preparation turns difficulty into dominance. It is the foundation upon which performance is built, pressure is mastered, and challenges are conquered. The prepared individual does not fear adversity. They anticipate it, rehearse for it, and dominate it. The unprepared will always struggle, stumble, lose to circumstances. Choose preparation, invest in readiness, sharpen your skills, condition your mind and body, build your strategy, anticipate the storms before they come, and when difficulty arrives, and it will, you will not merely survive, you will dominate.